All right, let's take a look at XRP. So it's been hot on the micro and low time frames. So with that, instead of diving right into the small candles, which we know it's going aggressively up, let's take a look at the bigger picture first, and then I'll dive into the 5-minute, 1-hour candles to essentially finesse this here. All right. Okay, so zooming out, here's price. All of it back to 2014. Okay, when it was 18 cents, or no, 1.8 cents. Damn. And that's what we have going on. It went below this origin line and now is trying to scream above. So what I'm going to be interested in is on the low time frame. So I'm on the monthly chart. Has it used this line as support, and to what degree? Or did it fly past it and it didn't use it as support on the 15-minute chart or whatever, right? So now let's go to the weekly chart. Because if it flew up past it and hadn't used that support, it's going to come right back down to it. So let's go to the weekly chart, see what's happening on the weekly. It looks like it's already retested it. This is actually not bad. So man, I wonder why it didn't come all the way down here. There must have been some news release or something, because usually when you go, so it went below this origin line here, it went below it, used it as resistance. Assets almost always hit the next origin line down before it does this. This is interesting. So I don't know if some SEC stuff was released where, okay, the worst case is a settlement, and therefore they're cool. And that might have happened around the last week of August or the first week of September. I think something happened here, because it should have hit this. But news can change. Like, news can change price and change people's hitting market and algos buying and selling. So this has been used as support and retested after it flew. So it flew past it, came down to retest it, and it's going back up right now on the weekly scale. So what I can say right now on the weekly chart is, actually, I will give you a pop quiz. So seeing it like this on the weekly scale, where is a threshold on when price might start accelerating? Like the exact moment it might start accelerating. So horizontal, I'm looking for one price level, horizontal. That's not a trick question. It's not an EMA. What horizontal do you think that price will, buyers will become more confident instantly, and you'll be able to see it in terms of acceleration in order to take it above this wick high up here, this weekly wick high, or its local high, at 56. And it'll probably take it all the way. So when that happens, it's probably going up to 66. So you see this origin line here? It's kind of dotted in light. That guy right there. So looking at this behind me, what level is that? Just using the information here. It's the opening. So once this weekly candle flips green, people are probably going to buy it. And it could, it could happen in 1 hour. So I would draw a line. I would zoom into this for the short time frames. Because even on the 1-minute chart, drawing a line here is going to be important. So I'll make myself small. And you can use this trick on the daily as well. But the weekly is going to have even a bigger effect. So the opening of candles on the daily and weekly, they are a big deal. And if you just zoom way in, or you could hover over and look up where I am up here. Let's see, it should be about here. So if I hover over it, you can see the open here. It says 49.25. You could just, do that. But I usually just zoom in and make a horizontal line. So now that I've done that, now I'll go to let's go to the 5-minute chart. And take a look. It looks like it needs to pull back. But let's say, man, it really did use this origin line as perfect support. Damn, look at that. That is fucking beautiful, actually. Wow, that was perfect. Overshot it, made higher low structure, and it accelerated right as it broke above this horizontal after establishing a higher low from this. And that's see how it accelerated right there as it got above this horizontal, only after forming the higher low here. And that's what so that is what will likely happen at the weekly line too. Like it'll probably start accelerating up to 66 cents. It's got a good chance. I shouldn't have the light so yellow. It's making me all look yellow. I didn't realize that till now. All right, so let's take a look at this line here. So if price did race up to it, it could not use, let me make this a little thicker. So this is the weekly open line. And that is at, what did I say? So you need this horizontal at about 49.25. I'm going to throw on some of my personal tools that I don't describe what they are. Yeah, this looks like it might need to pull back before I can try. Honestly, it looks like it might pull back all the way to 450 to 455. Yeah, I would actually guess it will. So it looks like it wants to come all the way back down to 455. But if it can try harder and get back above this area here, it's going to accelerate, similar to how I showed you what created people. What was the signal to get people in algos to buy harder? It was breaking above that horizontal only after forming higher lows. So what's probably going to happen here is it's probably coming down to 45, just 45 and change, 45 to 46 cents, right? Or it could just go sideways and down for an extended period of time and only go as low as 46 and change, 465. But somewhere around 455 to 465 would be my guess, depending on how fast it gets down here. But honestly, if I were an XRP fan, I want it to go up, I would prefer it comes down hard and fast and lower so it can just hit this area first and then start creating a higher low structure on the 5-minute chart, because you want to get some higher lows in before buyers are comfortable and algos are comfortable buying stuff, right? Because that's baked in. Higher low structure on small time frames is like algos can read that, at least the sophisticated ones can. As I showed you here, like it accelerated breaking above that because there were higher lows on the 5-minute or 15-minute chart, however they're programmed. So I would say 455 to 465, get some higher lows in, and once you break above this area here, it's going to accelerate, and then your target will be 66 cents. It's the next origin line up. That will be your target once 49.25. Once 49.25 is crossed, and that's exact. So that's to the upside and how it will get there. I think it will pull back. Now, what are you looking for if it's just going to break down? The opposite. So let's do that real quick. So breakdown point. Honestly, I would say 435. I wouldn't be concerned about this legging down unless, yeah, I would say maybe about 435, this origin line. Can you see that blue line there? Yeah, so from where it lifted off, a big pullback here could easily happen and it just works its way up again. Because XRP's freaking, it's got a mind of its own. It's it's really tough. So honestly, I wouldn't think it's probable that it's going to break down until this origin line is broken and used as resistance, and the local low it forms is broken after resistance. So let me show you what I mean by that. And again, so what I'm about to show you applies to Bitcoin. It applies to the price of oil, black market testicle price, doesn't matter. It's everything. So I wouldn't even be concerned here if it went boom, 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 and went below it. That's still not locked in as probable to break down, in my opinion, because it could easily form higher lows and work its way out, right? Because all it's doing is trying to take out people's stops doing that. But where it becomes probable that it's going to break down around 434 or 433, whatever, this origin line is if it were to come down here, it'll form a local low as it passes through it. So maybe it'll bounce and make a lower high and then make a local low, and then come up, get rejected, and then start making lower highs. But it's not like super confirmed you're going to break down until you take out the lower low, the local low, the first low you made when you went below this support. That's the opposite of what I just showed you. That's when sellers will step in and algos will sell, and it will accelerate to the downside, as opposed to candle closures. It's this structure on small. I'm telling you, I promise. It's that what I just showed you for at least for breakdowns and using previous support as resistance. That's where it's at. This is like very valuable information. If you're aware of it, it's super valuable. It's more important than 4-hour closures, daily closures, because I'm promising you, they're just used to fake you out. by algos, especially 1 hour and daily candles and 4 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour and daily candles and weekly candles. Like since 2019, they're mostly used to fake you out for traps. I would not suggest using them as a tool of confirmation anymore. I strongly make that suggestion to you. And so that's when you can like essentially confirm I have an edge to the downside, right? But should you start getting more concerned that it's going to break down as it comes down here? Sure. Yeah. Like the probability starts increasing drastically that it's going to break down and go back into the high 30s or whatever, right? Or even low 30s and make its next leg down to the next origin line. Do I have a next origin line? Yeah, I do. So it would break down all the way to 27. Ooh, look at that. Ugh. It would take time, but I wouldn't. So as it comes below here, even before it's confirmed edge, like confirmed like you have an edge, yeah, it becomes more and more probable as it's coming down here, sure, that it's going to break down. But you don't have a strong edge until this type of idea happens. You make a local low coming below support, you flip it to resistance, and then take out the original low you made when you went under previous support. And that is specifically what I look out for on XRP to the upside. A pull down to 4. You saw the video. I think it's going to pull back. You're looking for higher lows on the 5 and 15-minute chart, and the breakout point is at the weekly open. To the upside, to the downside, it's this origin line, which is coming in around 433, and it needs to be broken and used as resistance and taken out the local low, and then trading to the downside would probably be, yeah, I mean, you would have a strong edge. That is XRP. Hopefully that was helpful.